welcome to Jhezie Eats. So tonight we are doing a spontaneous video because I requested a dish from my husband, and it is one of the food that I really love that he cooks. So he's gonna be cooking it tonight, so I'm really grateful for him for putting up with me. And so we are gonna be making his version of adobo. So let's go ahead and ask him to cook it for us. Hi, babe.
Hi.
Thank you. So just like what I said, this is very spontaneous. So he kind of already started cooking, and he already kind of like started sauteing the garlic and the onion. But what are your ingredients, babe, for your version of adobo?
So basic. I got the pork, which I sort of cubed. I got egg.
Boiled eggs,
and then I got potatoes, and then I have vinegar, soy sauce, I got bay leaf, then I have salt and pepper to taste, then I got a cooking, whatever you call this thing.
It's a portable stove. What is the next step?
Well, we'll just wait for the garlic and the onion to brown, and then we're gonna put in the pork, basically.
Where did you get this version of yours?
I don't know, I used to watch my mom cooking before, and so basically I just try to remember what she put in. No Google, okay?
Yeah.
I basically just learned just by watching her cook. I'm not the best cook, but
I love your cooking though. I think it tastes really good.
I don't specialize in Filipino food. I specialize more in Canadian food because I don't know if she mentioned before, but I did grow up here. I didn't grow up in the Philippines, so.
What would you say be your specialty?
My specialty. Egg. I'm just kidding. I do make a sandwich, and it's one of my specialties. So basically, anything sandwich and wrap is one of the things I like to make. Okay, so now that's starting to brown, we're gonna put in our pork.
Did you do anything special with the pork? No.
I just salted the pork and also put garlic powder. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference, but I like to do that anyway.
Whoa. Show up.
Okay, so we'll basically just fry up the pork and let it brown for a little bit, and then when you start to see it browning, we're gonna put in the potatoes.
Can I stir this while you're doing that?
Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna add in the potatoes in. So now we're gonna put in the soy sauce.
Already.
Yep. So that you wanna make sure it mixes in the flavor. Then mix that a bit. Then what you do, you add a little bit of vinegar, not a whole lot. Now you add a little bit of water. It should be almost ready now. Give it a little bit of a stir. Okay, now we're gonna add the egg. The bay leaves. Gently stir because you don't want to crack the egg.
That looks good. How do you know when it is done?
When the potatoes are soft. Yeah. And of course when the pork is cooked. Then that's when you know it's done.
And do you just like adjust the taste as you go?
Yes. And that's what I like about it. Is that you can adjust as you go. So if there's less salt, you can add salt or soy sauce.
There you go, girls. Get yourself a man who can cook. Yay, it's finally cooked.
So ladies first.
Thank you. We are Filipinos, so we use fork and spoon.
not a Filipino, you don't
you
use
don't know how
names
to use it.
at the same time.
At the same time.
But if you grew up in the Philippines, and you have Filipino culture, then you have to.
Yeah. Using fork and spoon is kind of like second nature to us Filipinos. We don't even think about it. You just, oh, sorry. Okay. Cheers. That pork is so soft. I mean, it's not cubes anymore. It is strips.
Okay.
But it tastes so good. It is so yummy. Oh my goodness.
The pork is good. But my favorite part is always the egg.
Where did you grow up? Or where were you born, maybe, in the Philippines?
Now, if my parents or any of my family from the Philippines is watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, because I actually don't know. But I'm pretty sure Paso Rubio, Pangasinan.
Do you have a dialect that you speak?
There's two. There's Ilocano, and then there's Pangalatok. Yeah. Pangalatok is my mom's language or dialect, and Ilocano is my dad's, but it's also my mom's. So yeah, I get the best of both worlds. And
But do you speak them?
I forgot to, unfortunately. As I grew up here, I moved here in 2000, so I was about, I think, 10 years old, 12 years old. I can't do the math right now. But I was pretty young. As I grew up, I slowly forgot them, and but I still understand what they are. So whenever my parents are talking about smack about any of us, I would always understand it, so they have to hide before they say something. But yeah, no, I have two dialects, unless you count Tagalog as one, then I have three, basically.
That's pretty cool. That is so cool.
And now I'm learning your dialect. So it's great. You can't hide anything from me.
I know. Yeah, but I feel like our dialect, the Filipino or / Ilonggo, is much easier to learn because it is very close in Tagalog, and I would say it's like a very light dialect. When I first met you and you brought me to like a family gathering, or even like sometimes, like I love my husband's family, like they are so dear to me and I love them so much. There are times that when they have gatherings and stuff, us Ilonggo, our dialect are very gentle, and of course they were very calm people, or like our dialect is very calm, and then compared to their dialect, sometimes they would be like in the kitchen and they were like this. I thought they were like yelling at each other. I thought like they're like fighting, and all of a sudden all I hear was like laughter, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, fine, they're okay, they're not fighting, everyone's good, everyone's getting along. They're just having a conversation. So I think it's really funny, but now I'm like used to it.
So it's funny because my mom's dialect, they always sound like they're shouting, and then my dad's dialect, they always sound like they're mad. So it doesn't really matter which dialect they're using at home, they just sound like there's always a fight, which in reality there isn't.
And I asked him like, how do you know if like they're mad? And then he was like, if they're quiet.
Yep.
That's kind of funny. But yeah, it's really cool because in the Philippines it is such like a small country, but then it is like very rich in culture, and it is very rich in dialects. In every region that you go to in the Philippines, there's always like this original dialect that you can either learn from or that you hear from. So it is very cool, and it's kind of nice. Do you still remember any childhood memories that you have in the Philippines? What do you like to eat, and like what do you like to snack on?
Oh man,
Stuff.
what do I like to eat? Basically whatever we can get. Yeah, but the one thing that I really remember from my childhood is there's this hot dog in the Philippines. It's called a footlong, and they're not joking when I tell you footlong. It's literally a footlong hot dog, and it's really good. Street food. So yeah, I really like the street food. one of the things I enjoy when I used to live in the Philippines. Is I still remember it. Whenever the weekend hits, our cousins, we would go out and go to the street at night, which, by the way, is really not that safe. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're watching this in the Philippines, please don't go out at night, okay? Bring an adult with you. Anyway, we would go out and go to the streets, and we would, because in the Philippines at night, you have these vendors. I wouldn't really call vendors, but
Vendors.
they're vendors? Yeah. Okay, well, everybody has these little,
Carts.
not carts, but like, they would get a bucket, set it on the street, and they would sit there, from our place anyway. And then they'd have a makeshift grill with charcoal, and they would just cook from there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then if you wanted a specific item, you'd be like, "Can I have this?" And then you'll just pay them and they'll give it to you, and it's fresh off the grill, which is the best.
Yeah.
Over here, it's fresh off the freezer. So.
Well, thank you for watching. Let's do it again. Well, thank you again, baby, for cooking this wonderful meal. I really appreciate it. And for joining me in my vlog. Cheers to us and cheers to more food. Well, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.